Yeah, hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Musyuddin Khan. Today I'm going to discuss about the differences of the AI versus ML versus DL versus generative AI. Why this distribution is important or very helpful for the interview perspective point of view because uh, past 20-22 years and till now generative AI is really the top of the town, or it's top of the table, or nowadays everyone is talking about generative AI. And with respect to gen AI, we talk about LLM, OpenAI, Google Gemini, Llama. That's lot of things we are talking. Even around like Llama 3 is doing amazing things. Like if you might seen about the WhatsApp, like people are using day to day life. So the Llama 3 is there available. It's like you want to ask about, hey Llama, that's create some images about the generative AI related things, or the create one image about this kind of an imagination things, or selling of vada pav on moon. So the Llama 3 is capable to provide you that respective output. So the Llama 3 model, which is very amazing, but obviously still that's GPT 4 is far away and ahead. So you should know about the concept, like you should know about the exactly about the generative AI, how it is different from all these terms, what is exact difference between AI versus ML versus DL. So let's make to understand this video, or let's I can try to elaborate some different examples or different way, so that you will get a better understanding about the distinguish between AI versus ML versus DL versus generative AI. uh, Obviously people are aware about what is artificial intelligence and all the aspects. So probably I will try my best, or I will try to make this video uh, to use a simple terms, very easy definition, so that you will able to understand, or you will able to get the clarity right at the end of the video. So AI engineers, like why this is important for the interview purpose and all the specs, because there are a lot of questions are arises during the interview times, and things like what is the work of AI engineers. So AI engineers, which we aware about, like what exactly the role of the technology is to create, or the work of the AI engineers is to create that AI apps, or the to create about the AI models. So let's go ahead and let's understand things, or about like the distinguish first of all, and then we will talk a little bit about the generative AI, about what exactly the discriminative and the generative, about different models from the deep learning. So we can go ahead, and I will try to elaborate with a simple, just like in a school or in a college time, where you will learn about something about the Venn diagrams, or with the help of the set theory will try to understand about the distinguish between this three parts. So I'm going to draw one, or let's consider I can elaborate this particular thing, so you will get a. So let's consider yourself, or let's consider, I can say that the entire universe of this is considered as the uh, let's I can give with the different colors, or I can make it as in a transparent of this, but with this particular way I can change with the color, so it will be a better visible visualizations you can see to it. That, so I'm looking to this. So let's consider this particular uh, is your AI. I can make it little bit smaller. Yeah. So let's consider this is AI, or this is a superset. I told that I will try to explain with the help of set theory. Set theory, that's you aware about, that's a collection of object or that particular thing. So consider that's the entire applications in your environment you observe in your Android mobile phones, in your Apple mobile phones, in your computers. That's all are belongs to this entire supersets or artificial intelligence. Now let's, what do you mean by the AI in a simple way? How we can aware or we can remember that the AI, or what is the aim? So I can write about one things that so that you will get the better understanding about this. So I'm not going to write here. I will try to relocate this particular thing separately, so that anyone can get this particular notes and try to use for their study purpose as well. So I can give this particular artificial or AI about this. So what is the main aim? So the main aim, sorry, my handwriting is a little bit different, so forgive me about that particular things, but I will try my best to elaborate about this particular thing. So the main aim is to build, the main aim is to build application, the main aim is to build applications. What kind of application is going to be built that can perform, that can perform, that can perform uh, its own task, its own task, its own task without human disturbance or intervention, without human interventions. So my dear friends and everyone, please try to understand, or I can say that without human disturbance, like the model or that particular applications will provide or they perform its own task without human interventions. So that is, I can call or I can say that it is an AI. So the best example of AI is, you might aware about or you might using about the YouTube. YouTube is one of the best example you can consider as a lot of examples. Like Netflix is also available, so I can write about with the example as YouTube. That's everyone might aware about this particular things. So how the AI application is there? So the recommendation system. So like if you might aware about that particular things like recommendations, I can suggest you about this particular thing, recommendation. So recommendation, uh, I can say that system. So recommendation system is one of the example. Similarly, how this thing is possible without human intervention means what exactly? Like how the particular model is going to understand. So what exactly the things are happening, even in the Netflix, even in the Amazon Prime, or different OTT platforms, or the applications are available in the markets in your own desktop, or your own mobile phones. So a lot of applications nowadays. We cannot say that we are not using the AI. So AI is everywhere. So the recommendation systems, you will get a better understanding. Like once like you install YouTube in your systems nowadays, the Android and other desktop and everywhere, the YouTube is inbuilt installation is available. So whenever you will open first time YouTube, there is nothing, it's randomly things are available. But suddenly when the person is going to be watch about the sports video, wrestling videos, some horror videos, some adventurous videos, or the reels is also similar, it's going to be working, a recommendation system is working. So like the gym videos, some nature videos, some animals videos. So whenever he will keep out his from the YouTube or that particular application, second time when he is again on the applications, so the YouTube will start recommending about this particular video or that particular video. Or the Netflix, when the person is watching the horror movies or the animated movies or the some romantic movies, second time whenever he will enter in the respective system, it will start about recommending like this is suggested, or this is the suggestions from the Netflix, you must watch this, you can also watch this kind of a recommendations you might see. So this is actually the recommendations algorithm is there, so or this is a recommendation system is there. As during the starting phase I talk about like this, what exactly about the AI engineers roles, or what is a YouTube, or what is your Netflix is a streaming applications. It's not about any software, it's a streaming application. What exactly the AI engineers roles to there? So AI engineers is try to integrate some amazing model, which involves fine tunings. A lot of fine tunings will be involved, multiple things are going to be integrating properly, so it will be scalable. And that applications you people are using, whether you use about the Netflix, YouTube, or a different applications are there. Even I can give one of the example as the about the self-driving car. Self-driving car is also a one of the best example you might seen about nowadays. Self-driving cars. So self-driving cars is also there, is the like self-driving that you might aware about the Tesla is there nowadays. It's booming about the Tesla. Elon Musk, hope everyone aware about that particular thing. So this is just the super definitions I try to elaborate. Like the main aim is to build application that can perform its own task without human intervention, or without human disturbance, or without human interactions. I can say that you have to just once enter, second time onwards it will automatically read your previous data or the past data, and from that past data you will get the recommendations or the suggestions things. So hope I think like everyone might understand about the AI. I uh, expect a lot of comments so that I can get a better way or better understanding about what exactly you people understand towards the AI. Now, the next things I'm going to talk about that super important, that is a ML. So I can go ahead and just draw here, and so that you people will get the better understanding here. So again, as I told about, I will explain with the help of the Venn diagram. So again, I'm coming here and drawing one of these super circles. So this is not going to be acceptable. So I'm going to take about the different structure here, or different structure oval I can take it. So this would be, it's not an oval, it's going to be, so let it be. I can try with this different shape. So I can take with this particular things, or different oval. So oval shape is there. So I can give this is the ML, or I can represent, or you can give directly name as the uh, this is machine learning. Now the important thing is, what is machine learning? Please take a note of that particular things. What is machine learnings and all the things? So obviously we are moving towards, and we will see about like what is machine learning. So I will try to explain about what is machine learning. So let it be, and try to understand about this particular things about machine learnings. So the machine learning is, I can write here about the ML. I try to explain separately, not in a Venn diagram, so it will be a confusion created if all the things will be written together and all the specs. So that's why I try to keep the things simple, so that anyone can go through with this notes and can refer for their interview purpose, as well as for the uh, upgradation purpose as well. So ML, what do you mean by the ML? So as you can see that the superset is AI, and inside that superset there is a machine learning. So the machine learning, I can suggest, or I can say that ML is a subset of ML is a subset of AI. The first thing is you should always remember ML is a subset of AI. Now, moving to the main aim. So, what will be the main aim? So, I can write about that main aim of ML. So I can write in a multiple way about the main aim of ML is what exactly. So it's to provide is to provide is to provide a stat tool. So tool stat tool to perform stat tool to perform various tasks. Like what task? That's you might aware about that. To perform various tasks. So the main aim of ML is about, like as I told, about to provide a stat tool about that, to perform various tasks. And what will be the various tasks? That is a main concern about what are the various tasks it's going to be. Like such as I can write about these, such as I can distinguish like statistical analysis. I can write about the visualizations, then EDA or exploratory data analysis. EDA is also there. Feature engineerings. So feature engineering is also one of the important tasks to provide, or I can say that to provide complete life cycle, complete life cycle of data science, life cycle of data science. The question is also arises like why it is important or why ML is required. That is one of the main or major concern, I can say, that why ML is required about that particular things, or to perform the main of ML is to provide stat tools to perform various tasks like visualization, feature engineering, feature extractions, EDA, ETL, statistical analysis, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics. Lot of things we are going to perform in that particular machine learning operations. But why ML is required? ML is required so that to understand what actually your data is telling to you, or what are the insights are present in the data, or like what are the insight means, what are the train, what are the patterns are available, whether it's anomalies there or not. So we have to find like the patterns, the trains of your data, or lot of things we will get when we perform about the machine learning operations. So hope everyone understand till now that's AI. AI is what? AI is to perform the operations of the applications without human interventions, and we are receiving the outputs or some like recommendation. Now ML is a subset of AI. The main aim of ML is to provide stat tools for different operations, or the performs like various tasks such as the statistical analysis, exploratory data analysis, feature engineering, feature extractions. Why ML is important to get to know about what the insights are present in your data sets or in your data, to provide the complete life cycle of a data science you will when you are going to perform about the machine learning task. So hope everyone understand. Now let's we are moving towards about the third one important, like, so hope everyone understand what is AI, what is ML. Now I'm entering into the deep learning. It's very important those who are looking to upgrade their career in the domain of the deep learning. So deep learning is very interesting and very important part. So let's I'm moving towards to draw one more circle here, so that you will get the better understanding. So this is something I just try to create it about, so I can represent with this different way. So I can just make a little bit bigger here, yeah. So now this is one more oval I created, not exactly circle, because technically we have to understand it's oval. It's not about the circle. So please take a note of that particular things clearly. But I try to elaborate with the Venn diagram so you will get a better understanding. So this is nothing but, again, I can write about the DL. Don't consider driving license, it's a DL, deep learning. So now coming to the deep learning, now you might seen about the AI is a superset, ML is a subset of AI. Now DL is there, so DL is a subset of ML. So obviously one things you understand about that DL clearly about, and why it is very very important, because I will explain it. Don't worry about that particular stuff. So now looking for the deep learning here. So the deep learning, oh, just a minute. Yeah, so the deep learning. So deep learning is, or the main aim of the deep learning is what? So first of all, that's whatever you saw in the Venn diagram, you should try to understand about DL is a subset of, or I can write about this subset of ML, subset of ML. Now DL is not famous now only. I can say that DL is not like that. It's a famous now only, uh, or just right now. It's used 2005 or 6 onwards, when the Orkut was there and then Facebook entered in the market. So the story is different. I will create a separate video of the deep learnings, why deep learning is so important. Uh, and you people can see that video as well, so you will get a better exposures about the deep learnings. So nowadays, why it is too much famous is, or it's amazing things towards the deep learning is, because like the main aim of that particular things, just like as I am a human beings, how I can see and how I can understand about the language, different languages. Like when a person is asking, please provide me a glass of water, or please give me a glass of water, so I can understand about that particular thing. So similarly, how my model or my machine is capable to understand the same things, or when I, and when anyone is putting a message on my WhatsApp, hey, can you call me, so I understand he's asking about the calls. So similarly, how I can do, or I can train my machines so that my machine will similarly mimic just like how my human brain or my brain is working. So the main aim of deep learning is, please remember it, this is very super important about, to mimic the human brain, to mimic the human brain. So when we're talking about this human brain, so human brain is not like he's only understanding text, he's only understanding audio, only understanding image. He can understand anything. So as a human being, we can deal with structured as well as unstructured data. So similarly, we should keep our model, or we should make our model in a way so that my model will be capable to capture the insights from the unstructured data, whether my data will be a image format, whether my data will be the audio format, or whether my data will be the video format, or any text to text, or any text to image, or image to text. Whatever the insights are present in my data, I can take out, I can see the trends, I can understand about the patterns. My traditional algorithms or traditional machine learning algorithms are not capable to capture or to absorb that kind of informations from the unstructured data. And deep learning is capable because it's a something is advanced as compared to your traditional machine learning algorithms. So the main aim of deep learning is to mimic the human brains, just like how as a human being is thinking, how as a human being is responding, how as a human being is looking to particular image. Similarly, your machine is capable to train on that perspective. So this is about the main aim of the machine learnings, and it's very very important and very very famous nowadays, because to understand about the generative AI, the path is deep learning is a path where you have to walk very hard, because the concept about the multi-layered neural network is like a neurons present in our brains. So this is the entire deep learning is to mimic the human brains, as I told, that like how as a human brains is working, similarly we have to work, or similarly we have to keep our model to understand, to react. So this is about the deep learnings. Now, why this deep learning is capable to mimic just like a human brain? Because there is a presence of the multi-layered, I can write, there is a presence of the multi-layered. So multi-layered neural networks, multi-layer neural networks. So multi-layer neural networks, it's there. I written little bit of different things. So networks. So in a human brains, I will create a separate video for that. So please go ahead and just follow that particular video as well. It's still not created, but I will going to create very soon. So just follow this channel. You will get a lot of informations, very in-depth knowledge, in-depth analysis. Definitely you will enjoy the session as well. Now I'm looking to about the multi-layer neural networks. Elaborate about the AI, I elaborate about the ML. Now the DL is in terms, and obviously DL is something like we have to understand it. So anyway, let's we can move ahead about the AI. So there is a something we have to understand about the deep learning in detail, because this, if you understand the deep learning very well, definitely you are in a positions to understand about the thing which is present about the generative AI as well. So my deep learning, I can divide it into three parts. So the deep learning, so I can create about this is in a three parts here. The first one is we can call it as the ANN, artificial neural networks. The second I can call it as the CNN, and the third one is RNN and their RNN and its variants, or variants. I can say that. CNN. When we talk about the CNN, it's about CNN and object detections. Object detection. We can call it as this particular thing as the computer vision as well. Computer vision. So this is we can call it as the computer vision. And CNN, its variance is about like the I can say that text related data, text related data. Even the CNN is not about that particular thing, as we can call it as the, there is further the model are the LSTM RNN, GRU is there. Then we can offer decoder. We can talk about this is not about only texted data or textual data. We can talk about the time series is there, like when we're talking about the weather forecasting or the stock analysis. Obviously it's possible with the RNN algorithm or LSTM. CNN is there to image processing, video processing, image uh, detections, object detections, about that. NN is about that traditional things, about that regulations, classifications, things we can go ahead and we can perform about that particular things. Once you understand about the from the deep learning about ANN, CNN, and RNN, its variances about these LSTM, RNN, GRU, encoding, decoding. Why encoding, decoding is there? Because when you we're talking about the uh, uh, textual data or that particular things, already I make one video, already I did that video. Please follow that video, that's present mastering with generative AI. That whenever the textured data is there, and if you want your machine should understand about that particular things, obviously you need about the natural language processing concept as well. Today I'm not going to much involve that natural language processing here, but after understanding of deep learning, see, if you planning to move ahead with the generative AI, your deep learning should be a very strong. If that particular thing is not strong, please consider that part your, that's it's very difficult to move ahead with the generative AI. Because after understanding this very very important part, I can talk about this is, I can say that particular as the transformer, transformer and bird. This is very very amazing and very very important part. If you are talking about the generative AI, or I can say that these are the backbone, these are the foundation, or we can say that backbone of generative AI. Generative AI. Now, it will specific talk about, let's speak specific talk about two types of the models from the deep learnings. Once your this particular ANN, CNN, and these are the backbones of your generative AI. I can say that. Now let's we can move ahead and understand about that particular stuff is the specific, or the specific things about like the deep learning models. There are two deep learning deep learning models are divided into two parts. I can try to explain with this tree or that particular thing, so you will get the better understanding about that. So I can go ahead and just perform this particular thing, says the, so after the bird, transformer and bird, it's very very important about the BERT transformer, study about that transformer, about these multimodals and all the things is very very important. Without understanding about transformer and birds, you are not supposed to enter in the generative AI world. So I can move ahead about this particular thing as the, I can talk about here as the models. So the models, deep learning is having two types of the models. The first is, I can talk about, and the second one is, so the first one is discriminative. I can write about that discriminative, discriminative, and the second one is we can talk about the generative, generative AI or generative. That is totally fine about that particular things. So this is the two types of the model. Now let's understand first of all of the generative, or understand, whenever I talk about generative AI, you should always remember an important things like Gen AI is more about generating content, so that there are specific models which helps you to generate new content based on whatever content it has already been trained, or your model or Gen AI models are trained on. Now, if I have to talk about discriminative AI, that's discriminative AI. It is mostly about tasks like the classifications, predictions, classification predictions. I can write here about so that you will remember it. About, I can write about this as a classifications, Similarly, you can write about the regressions. This is all about the predictions, regressions, classification, regression, about that of your label data sets. When I'm talking about label, you might hear about the things is about supervised machine learning algorithms. So the data set is about like trained on label data sets. So similar in case of Gen AI, similarly in a case of Gen AI, uh, task it is to nothing but generate new data trained on huge data set, because you will getting or this model it will provide or giving you about what exactly it will giving about the or uh, Gen AI is more about generating new data. So it's generating new data, generating new data. So, but how it's going to be generated? This model is also going to be trained on a huge data. The data set is too huge. About that, this model is also going to be trained, but that data is not about that label data. That might be a different kind of a data would be there. About that specific data types would be there. So take one example, or I will try to one example so that you can understand. Consider there is a one, I can say that is a one professor is there, who is a mathematician professor. He read about near about the uh, 10 or 100, consider that's 100 uh, linear algebras reference book. He learn, he understand, he already researched 2 3 patent and all the things, and he is already a doctorate fellow. And consider that particular things, uh, when he read it or he understand about 100 reference books of the linear algebra or maths or stats, consider any particular part. So he is already trained on a huge amount of a data, like 100 books of linear algebra. Now if anyone or students are going to ask a questions with respect to the maths or the linear algebra, definitely the professor able to provide the solutions or provide the answers with respect to their own way. So similarly in generative AI, two types of models we learn and understand. In generative AI, two types of models we are going to learn and understand. As I given one example of the professor who is a trained on 100 textbooks of linear algebra. When the students or the persons ask the questions, he is able to provide the answer according to the trained data, or the train, or he is trained on the 100 books of linear algebra or mathematics. So similarly in generative AI, the Gen AI is trained on two different types of models. That is, one is called is the LLM, that's large language models, and the second we called as the LIM. This model is called as the LIM model, large image models, about that particular things. So LLM is large language models. Nowadays people are talking LLM, langchain, lot of things people are talking. So let's we can move ahead and try to understand with our Venn diagram as well. So from the Venn diagram onwards, I created the superset is AI, then ML is a subset, then DL is a subset of ML. Now I'm going to create one more set here, one more circle here, and that is one of the smallest circle. I can represent with the different colors or giving about this. So this is something about the generative AI. This is I can write about the Gen AI. So Gen AI is a subset of your deep learnings. As already I explained about that, deep learning is further divided into two models. That one model is discriminative AI. Discriminative AI is something like the classification prediction, regression predictions on your label data sets. Generative AI is generating new data on the trained data, on trained models. And then generative new data is, or generative model or generating AI or generative AI is further divided into two models, that is LLM models and the LIM models. So LLM model is nothing but, I can talk about this LLM model is text to text. text to text or text to text, just like using chat gpt about that particular things. Then we talk about that next model is about that text to image or video. So text to image about that particular things, text to image or text to video, like the OpenAI Sora is coming in the market very soon. Text to video, you have to write about like, hey, like Meta or Llama 3 is capable to create or generate the image. You have to pass the text. Meta Llama 3 is capable to provide you with. So what is the Gen AI is basically doing is that here we are models that is already trained on a huge amount of a data, and the task of models or specific models are based on any input. It will generate a new data itself, like you pass about what is the climate of today, is capable to provide you about that in a textual. Now to make you understand about LLM models, so LLM models and companies like the big giants like OpenAI, Meta, Google's, Anthropic, Microsoft, everybody in a race to generate new LLM models. These companies are doing really, really great in the field of Gen AI. Anthropic is come with Cloudy 3, if you might aware or not. It's been good competitor of the GPT-4 of OpenAI. Then you have Meta, open source LLM or Llama 3 or Llama 2 is there. Google is having their Gemini, Gamma. This Gemini Pro is there. Or I can elaborate about these are the LLM models. About what are the LLM models available nowadays. You might aware or not, I don't know, but definitely I can say that the LLM models is further divided. I can write here about this is about, so that you will get the better understanding about this open source LLM model as well. So let's I can write about here about the LLM model name about this. Like the first I can talk about the Open AI. Or instead of this, you will try to understand about this only about this OpenAI. Then I can talk about this is Meta. Then I can talk about the Google. Then I can talk about Anthropic. So OpenAI is obviously GPT-4 is there. Meta is Llama 3, Llama 2. Google is Gemini is there. Anthropic is Cloudy 3, which is supported by the Amazon as well. So just remember it about that. Amazon is supporting Cloudy 3 about that. So there is about all the things are there about availables, like the open source model is GPT 3.4 is GPT 3.5 is open source or open LLM2 is LLM3 is also there. LLM2 is open source is available. Uh, Gemini, there is a Gemini Pro is also available, but Gamma is something like the open source. Gamma is open source from the Google. Cloudy 3 is not an open source. He will come with very soon with the open source about that model. So whatever the open source you will getting about here, this is we can call as the foundation of the model, or this is known as the pre-trained model. So I can write about the foundation model, or I can write as the pre-trained pre-trained model about this particular stuff. So just remember it about that particular thing. These are the open source models, or and whatever the open source are model are presents, these all the models we called as the foundation models. Why pre-trained models? Because trained on the huge data or whatever the internet data is present, that model is totally trained on your internet data or the live data or real time data. That's why the fine tuning. So what exactly the big giants of the big organizations are doing, the big organizations are doing about just taking about that pre-trained model here, about they are taking about the pre-trained model, or I can write about the foundation model as well. Foundation model, they use about your own about that concept about that huge task they are taking, or according to that model they use about their use own cases or the customized data sets, using their own customized data sets, like the different organizations having different data. So the companies are using about this foundation models. But the fine tuning is important. I'm going to soon create about one fine tuning video about fine tuning concept. So fine tuning is coming in a pictures. I'm very soon I'm going to create or speak about that particular things. The competition is going on for the best foundation models like the GPT-4 turbo is there, and GPT-5 is coming soon very fast. So OpenAI is far ahead as compared to the other the LLM models. So many companies can use foundation model as per trained models, or it will also the will be available for fine tunes, customizing with your own data sets. So this video is giving the idea about the entire data sets, or entire uh, idea about the AI versus ML versus DL versus generative AI. So hope everyone understand about what is the difference between this AI versus ML versus DL versus generative AI. What is the generative AI? What is LLM model? What is LLM model? Why the companies are looking for the foundation models or the pre-trained models? About in upcoming videos, I am going to create about LangChains. What LangChain is? What LangChain is about the frameworks to utilize all the models and to deploy your models as well. I already created one video about mastering Gen AI. In that video, you have to follow that particular things. You will get a lot of informations about how you can go ahead for the mastering with generative AI. So this is all about you. See you in the upcoming videos. Till that time, take care. Have a nice day. Just do like, subscribe for my YouTube channels. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.